Because if they're this
Yeah,
desperate,
nobody
bruh,
wants that
it's
contract.
sinking ship. I mean, no trade cost plus that. What are you
Yeah,
getting? 250? No.
you getting some money,
And
man.
he can't stay
But
healthy.
speaking of the KD trade, I feel like that's a great segue into the other team that lost in the Western Conference, the Timberwolves. What moves do you
Mm,
guys think they should make in the offseason? You think they should go for KD?
Nas
I would
Reed,
say
thank you
no.
for everything you've done for the city of I said Milwaukee, but for the city of Minnesota or for the state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, whatever you want to call it. It's time to go. Pack your bags, bro.
I,
Pack your goddamn bags. It's time to be a goddamn buck, boy. It's time to be
Wait,
a
who you
buck.
talking about?
I'm talking about Nas Reed. It's time to be a buck.
Oh, Nas
Yeah,
Reed.
Nas Reed. It's time to be
walk
a
away
buck.
from
Yeah, I think
Nas.
that's how you make that work. Yeah. We gotta send Nas Reed to some picks. Get Giannis in the room. I think Giannis
Oh,
is
Ooh, so Giannis, not KD.
not KD. Yes, get Giannis in that room. That's a proven winner. He's shown he could do it by himself. He's shown he could do it with a roster. He's shown he could do it when everybody is focusing on him. I think it's too much for NBA defenses to have to focus on Giannis and Rudy. Like, God have mercy, that's too much defense.
I feel like
I
that would
don't
take
think,
the ball away from Ant, though.
but Ant can play. That's fine. Like, Ant doesn't need to be OD. And honestly, I don't even believe that. Honestly, because
I
I
mean,
would like to see more of Giannis playing. I actually would like to see Giannis not be so ball dominant. I think Ant's a ball dominant kind of ball player that maybe because we haven't seen it, I think Giannis can do it just because he's just is an athletic freak. So I don't think he can't not play off ball. But it would be interesting to
Mm.
see if they end up playing him on ball and playing Ant off ball because Ant off ball is a terrorizer. He terrorized people off ball. So I don't think it would be any difference to them. But I think Nasri would have to go. McDaniels may have to be on the move. I think you got to give up a little bit to get this one done. But I would tell, hey, Nas Reed, Jay McDaniels, thank you so much for everything you've done for the Wolves, man. Y'all are Wolves till y'all die. But Giannis is
Man,
still a boss.
I
So
literally,
I think that's if I'm
I
the Wolves,
prefer
we gotta get over the
KD.
hump. We gotta get over the hump, man. Yeah. Because we got everything we need in terms of the pieces. We got everything we need in terms of like what what we offer to a championship is the mentality, is the marketability. They have all like the small things figured out. I think it's really just they need the experience, gang. I don't even think it's anything. They've been in a couple big time moments, WCF last year. This year they made it to WCF again. So it's like they've been in big time moments, but I don't think they actually know what that feels like to get that. I think getting someone like Giannis in, who has been through that tank, who understands what it takes to be a champion, I think will change their mentality on how they approach winning when it comes playoff time. They're gonna be way more decisive. I think that was a big thing I noticed. This Wolves team was just not decisive at some points. Like you would see them not hesitating, but it's like pull that. Like you know what I'm saying? Don't pass it off. They were a little bit. I guess hesitant is just the best way I can describe it. I don't want to say hesitant because they was blowing, but there's some plays you look back at and you're like, damn, if y'all could have that back if y'all would have probably just pulled that more. If y'all would have either not even pulled that more, just been a little bit more aggressive, more decisive with your decision making. A lot of the time, the Wolves were losing these games, and it wasn't like, nah, they was getting outplayed, but it wasn't like they was getting outplayed 100%. But it wasn't like they was skill wise they wasn't at the same level. I think they really just got outplayed. And I think it just comes from they didn't have that experience, nor I don't think they really wanted it enough. But I say that to say, not like the Thunder had that much experience either. So I think you really need somebody that's been in that tank, man, that understands what that grind for a title looks like. KD and Giannis is both champions, but I think Giannis will bring that. He fits the mentality a little bit more for me. He fits what they kind of want to build over there. And I think just Giannis and Rudy in general is defensive horror. I think anyone wants to deal with that. So. That's what I would personally
Getting
think that would
Giannis,
be
you
what
might
I
as
would
well get
go.
rid of Rudy, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you might as well get rid of Rudy if you getting
shit, I think
Giannis.
McDaniels, Reed, there's going to be a lot of movement
And
to get
JR,
Giannis or
honestly, because it's
KD in.
like, I don't even think like Julius Randle and Giannis would even fit in the team. You would have to let go on him.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Julius Randle has shown he can evolve his game. Don't do that. He's a ball. Don't do that. Don't ever
Giannis
do
playing the
that.
Man,
five.
he's a bully. He's a
He can,
bully
he's
ball
shown he
player
can
though.
Wow,
but he's
Giannis on
shown
the
he can
five.
change his
Ooh.
game though, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, because he wasn't even this kind of player 3 years ago, bruh. So he's shown he can develop his game. So nah. He's a versatile piece. If anything, Julius Randle has shown y'all that he can do it all if need be. If called on, he can be the guy. So in a role where he don't gotta be the guy, oh nah, bro, you can do it. Yeah, bro.
He had like
We could
6
play.
points in the last
Bro,
game, right?
them boys got pummeled. Them boys got
He said,
pummeled.
Bro.
he
Bro,
said,
them
"When
boys
you
got
need him," I'm
pummeled.
like, "Damn, they definitely needed him."
Literally.
But at the same time, I mean, they're not. I mean, this is where they're not necessarily needing him to be their primary scorer. It just helps when you got a guy like that that can put up 23 and he's not your primary scorer. It just helps. It just makes it.
I
It
get
makes
what
it a
you
lot more
saying.
sweeter. So, but I would like
I
Giannis.
just feel like
Again, Nas Reed is probably going to be on the chopping block. McDaniels is probably going to go. Y'all said Rudy. It's going to be a lot of movements. This team is not going to be the same if they have to go get KD or Giannis, regardless. But
I actually
if
feel
I was the
like
Wolves,
they
I got
can
to cross a lot.
retain. I feel like they can retain a lot more if they get in KD because I feel like KD would be the cheaper option.
They don't got no
Especially since
picks.
the
They
Suns
can't
are
trade for
going now.
Giannis.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
But the Bucks don't have no picks either.
Yeah, so we trading our best player and getting Nas
What?
Reed. I love Nas Reed, but
The-
I'm trading Giannis and getting Nas
But
Reed.
what the Wolves don't got picks. The Wolves don't got picks.
Nah, they traded off for
Mm-mm.
Rudy.
Oh.
That was crazy. But my thing with
Yeah,
the Wolves
hindsight is
is,
crazy. Wow.
I would do the exact opposite. Why are we kind of gunning for a championship right now? We got Ant at 23. 23 years old right now. It's going to be his league eventually. Once KD and everybody walk out the door, this is going to be an Ant SGA type of league right now. Howie, all of them. I would kind of take my time. I mean, what's the
mm,
rush on like gunning for a championship right now? What we
mm,
doing? You
I feel
know?
like I feel like the counter to that is everybody getting better. Like you
League is
already got
clearly getting better.
The Rockets is getting better. Don't talk about the Spurs. The Spurs might
But we
mess around and get KD or Giannis for real, and then next thing you know, it's they league.
I wish they
It's
had a
so many
plan to
teams
stay
out
down like
there.
OKC did. Like OKC just built their
OKC got
young team
picks.
from the
OKC
ground
had all
up,
the
and they
picks
just
to go
waited until
for it.
their time came. I feel
But they
like
had
that's
the
a
picks
better
to
idea
go.
for the Wolves than KD. KD
The
ain't gonna get them a chip. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
but the
I don't
thing
think that's
is
enough.
like
Mm.
the thing is okay with OKC is they had all them picks. They was drafting talent year after year after year.
After
That's
year,
Wolves
they
don't
true.
wasn't
got
missing,
that.
and they was making crucial
Yeah.
trades to make sure that they talent. If they didn't like, what I love about OKC is they had a guy for a guy that was also another guy. Like when they drafted, they traded for somebody, and then they also drafted again. So they always if option A didn't work, all right, we got option B. If option B don't work, we got option C. And then after that, they was like, okay, if none of that works, we'll just trade Paul George to the Clippers and get a king's ransom for it, pretty much. So it's one of those things where. I don't necessarily, again, casual take, but I don't necessarily think that the Wolves' issue is skill. I think they're already ahead of the ball in terms of that. So even though I do agree the league is getting better, I think the Wolves have a skill set just from Ant alone that a lot of teams just don't have an answer to yet. So I think what you really need is somebody the league has honestly kind of like developed a we have a scheme for how we want to stop you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think niggas have developed a scheme for how we're gonna stop Ant yet. So, and KD's kind of in that same category where we haven't really developed. No one knows how they're gonna stop KD, but Giannis, there's a somewhat of a feasible game plan there, and I think just having that, like, okay, we know what Giannis is gonna bring, we know what Ant gonna bring, but it's a little bit unpredictable because Ant could go for 15 assists some nights and do 15 points. He could do something like that. Ant could also do 26 and 5. So I think just having that, I'm trying to think of the word, that just the ability to mix it up a little bit more. You don't like. I don't think teams would know what they would be getting every night if it's Ant, Giannis, McDaniels, hypothetically, uh, and Julius Randle coming at you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if teams really know what they're gonna do with a lot of those because everyone is. You kind of know what they're gonna do, but in that kind of offense, who knows what they could do? They can do a lot of screen and roll stuff. They could do literally just screen and roll, and they would kill the league. They could do a lot of stuff where actually we're gonna have our big boys have their back to the basket. All our shooters play perimeter. We're gonna be cracking and dishing in, and we're gonna force out a double team, big kick out. Like they could do so much. While as with KD, you kind of know what they're gonna be doing, boss. I ain't gonna lie. You know they're gonna be
My
blowing pistols.
my
They're
big
gonna be shooting
problem
that. They're gonna be shooting
is,
that ball. You know they're gonna be
but
shooting that
yeah,
ball.
my problem is the
You
Wolves
know it.
don't got shooters though. They got Ant, and then that's really it. You expected Dante DiVincenzo to be a shooter, but like this year he hasn't been that great. Besides that, who would you say is a shooter? Julius Randle, I wouldn't count on him to be a consistent scorer from the 3 point line. There's nobody on that team that's really consistent from the line. I feel like KD, you plug him in, that's just one other option, and then
Ant
that
led the
spreads the
league
floor
in
even more.
What didn't Ant lead the league in 3-point attempts? What I don't know. Like how
Yeah,
many?
but
Like how
like
many more threes do we need?
I mean,
Like
More.
more than one person.
like how
Literally,
many?
more than one
I feel like
person.
you can. I feel like you can get that from a bench. Like you can get that from making a sneaky move in free agency. You can
What
get
bench
that
you
from
gonna get with
drafting a young
Giannis?
bull. With Giannis, we know what we getting, bro.
But like, what bench you gonna get with Giannis though? Now that you
But
have
that,
Giannis, what bench you gonna
but
have?
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be something where like the Wolves kind of gotta be, or in the kind of in the same where as the Knicks, where I think they're in a little bit more of a better place because the Bulls have a little bit younger. But I say the Bulls, but the Wolves, excuse me, the Wolves are a little bit younger. But it's gonna be interesting because I don't know if like the Wolves say no, let's keep the roster how we have it and then add to it. Because like a move like DiVincenzo last year was beautiful, but it just didn't work out for whatever reason. It just didn't work out in the playoffs. He was terrible. He didn't do anything. To the point where Julius Randle was pretty much became the third option, damn near second option. So yeah, damn near the second option. Jaden McDaniels, I don't think shot that well from in the playoffs myself. So it's one of those things where I guess you can say the next best move is KD, but like we already got a high class scorer. I don't really think we need another high class scorer. We need a culture shifter, man. From the outside looking in again, from the casual perspective, I just don't see how KD like would give these boys over the hump. I'll be honest. Y'all already made the Western Conference Finals twice. KD, cool, we add him, but like if I've learned anything from KD and one of my favorite ball players is that it has a ceiling. It really does. It has a limit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It has a limit. Giannis, I think we're still growing before we get to that limit. I think we still got at least like 3 to 4 more years of like prime real deal Giannis. While as KD, I'll be honest, he's not on the decline. You can't really see it from the stats. But I think from again the casual perspective, just watching basketball, me when I was watching KD in 2017 compared to watching KD now, you can clearly see a difference. Maybe not in the
Of
actual
course.
play style, but definitely in the speed and the tenacity for the game. And I think that just comes with age. You can't really do anything about that. So I say instead of trying to compete with Father Time, let's buy ourselves some time, get someone in like Giannis. And if we can't get Giannis in, we can at least address the issue of us not having like threes. We can get that from a bench. If we don't want to trade for Giannis and KD, we can get bench players to fill that role and then really buy in to Ant, kind of in the same way Golden State bought into Steph. The even better part about it is Ant doesn't have the injury history that Steph had. So you can really buy into him because you know he's gonna be there game in, game out, he's gonna ball for you. So I don't know. But if I'm the Wolves, I got you gotta phone KD. You gotta phone Giannis. You just got to, bro. You gotta phone them boys. You gotta see what the hype about. You just have to. I think you definitely gotta see what the hype about. See what they calling for. I would even shoot if I'm the Wolves. I would even see like, hey Utah. I see y'all got Lori over there. I'd be doing a lot of different things, bro. I'd be doing a lot of different. I'd be searching. I'd be seeing what team might want to, you know what I'm saying, get rid of some assets to build us up. And we don't got to give up a lot. Like we did, they made the WCF 2 times in a row. Like that's something to be proud of, knowing Minnesota.
Minnesota
So
would
the
be cool with
future
a
is
player
bright.
like Trey Murphy or something.
That would be
They'd
even
be
cool
super
too. You feel
cold.
what I'm saying? Like it doesn't
That's real
have to
ball.
be like in the Knicks in situation they kind of gotta go for broke. They gotta go for KD or Giannis. I ain't gonna lie, cause it's a little grease. I can't lie to you. But in the Wolves' perspective, y'all can really kind of like Jeff said, y'all don't gotta necessarily like rebuild, but more or less retool, like really retool and really like build this team around Ant, because I still don't feel like this team is really built around Ant. I think it complements him, but I don't really think it's been built around Ant. I think this year is the chance, like, hey, let's actually build a team around this kid, complement
I
all
get
his
where you're
play
coming
styles,
from.
compliment everything he does well. We're gonna compliment the fact that we got guys that can shoot. He can shoot three, so we're gonna have guys that can play crazy 3-and-D. Like, we're gonna do things to put us in a better situation, not only for now, but for Ant's future. Because I'm 90% sure Minnesota, unless they're gonna be on some Nico time, don't want to get rid of that young man. They want to keep him in Minnesota for 30 years if they can. So if that's the case, let's actually start building that foundation for it and really start attacking it as such. Because I feel like this team was kind of just like loosely constructed. Y'all were bad one year, Ant fell in y'all lap, and it's like, oh, we got no one player in the league. I mean, in the draft. Oh shoot, we can actually the future. So it's like they kind of lucked into Ant. And it's not okay, y'all have lucked into it. Now that y'all have lucked into it, let's actually start seeing y'all build around it. But I still believe you gotta phone KD, see what the Suns are asking. If they getting lowball too, shoot. See what they asking for. And then go from there. But again, I don't think it's something that they need to rush it. I don't think KD's gonna be the answer for them. I think they need to really seriously focus on building around and then if we can get to a WCF 2 times in a row, no doubt we can do it one more. And I think third time's the charm. We crossed that hurdle. Now we're in the finals next year, and I think you keep that roster how it is. I don't think you make too many changes. You keep that roster how it is, and I think you can go far for sure.